Good evening, everyone. Hi, Mom. Hi, Chris. Hi, Tira. Welcome in. How is everyone this evening? I can see myself in the reflection of my glasses. Kill it. The reflection, that is. I don't need to be all anime villain. Cold. Yeah, it is windy. That's why I've got my nice big hoodie on with the wonderful my back hurts printing on it because yeah, yeah, it is quite cold. And well, I hope everyone had a great rest of their weekend. Uh, I actually managed to get my laundry put away. I'm on live television. Oh my goodness, what kind of pressure? I've got table mess here. You love the hoodie? Well, the store that I linked last stream, where I showed off Noopy, uh, as well as the shirt that I was wearing last time, the arson shirt. That is available. That dot. They are available right there, kittycrylics.com. Not a sponsor, just someone I think is real cool. Stole that from Tolarian Community College whenever he brings up Infinite tokens. Tonight I was trying to decide between putting on Kill Hannah or Placebo for the music, and I chose Kill Hannah. Are you serious? Okay. Well, it seems like the people that are here right now are subs, so you're not getting hit by that ad break. But yeah, that works. So I'm gonna wait for that ad to finish before jumping into the game, so we can still sit here and talk. Tira, I know you were gonna go live tonight, but you pulled a muscle. How did you manage to do that? Yeah, ads are. You picked up a box. I know you are younger than me, but welcome to being old. You can do just some random bullshit thing, and yeah. Anyway, take it super easy. You want that to recover. Yeah. Well, I know Azzy's not in here right now because I don't think Azzy would have been able to let that one go. The box wasn't super heavy, but it was awkward. I'm glad it happened while I was getting it up versus walking down the stairs. Ooh, yeah. Almost cried when it happened. I would have as well. Yeah, that's no joke. Stairs are super dangerous, and yeah, honestly, if it wasn't for the space savings, I would question anyone who actually wanted stairs in their house. All single level is so much safer. All right, looks like that ad break is done. I do have the game pulled up already. Yeah, I wonder where I want to put this screen. See, now I'm debating. I think I want to figure out this is going to sound insane, right? I want to figure out a way and a place to put a third monitor. It's insane, but yeah, or just figure out how to better work my layout to work on two monitors. So, well, I guess it'll be fine if I just leave that behind there, because that doesn't need to be the active window. Alright. Well, let's jump over here. I'm gonna let the song finish up real quick, because there's only 15 seconds left. And pause that. Do we... Alright, that should be... Okay. Do have audio. My favorite stairs story to tell that happened to me was not stairs at my house, but instead stairs at my high school at the time. And this was in either 2000 or 2001, I think, where nobody had MP3 players back then, because that was 23 years ago. So it was after school. I was listening to, or I had my CD player with, and this is also when I started running my headphone cord under my shirt, which I don't have now, but I'm not up and moving around with a headphone cord. I was wearing 7-inch platform boots. They were crazy, right? And I got my headphone cord caught on a handrail while I was going to go down these stairs. It was in front of the library at my high school. After school, I was on my way out. Headphone cable caught, and I skidded down it was only like 4 or 5 steps, but they were concrete steps, and I skidded down them on my knees. It was miserable. Alright, so yeah, after that wonderful story, let's get back into the trial, because we're trial part 2 here. Yeah, it was not fun. I'm shocked that all the tall-ass platform boots that I used to wear, that I never once messed up my ankles. Yeah, humans are weirdly fragile, but also super resilient at the same time. Like, I don't know how we do it. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Just call me out right here. Come on, Emma. Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. Officer Marshall. Yeah, fun fact, it literally does not matter what color the cape is. Bullfighting is still super barbaric. But also, they attack the movement. They don't see the color like that. But yeah, bullfighting is a barbaric practice and should never ever be practiced. Thought I'd come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? Yeah, I'm not sure how much of the voices and accents I'm going to be doing tonight, but we'll see. You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. Dude's got a crush. It's like, honestly, who describes a neck as slender? I saw it that day, too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the award ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth's seen it, too, I reckon. Oh my god. I haven't even tried to do Marvin the Martian in I don't know how many years. I'll show it off on stream one day, but after I practice a little while. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. Sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee! Who puts steak sauce on ribs? Actually, thinking about it. Yeah, I'd try it. Normally, I think barbecue sauce for ribs, right? I'd like to resume? What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Edgeworth is pressed. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? What's more, your eyes are unfocused, you're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me, knock knock? Who's there? Who's this guy? What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? I feel like that's someone that Azzy would be drooling over as well. Ah, it's you. Oh, I was almost worried that my game broke for a second there. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, sorry I'm late, Udgy. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, eh, Udgy? How you been? Swim much these days? Ah, hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy schmizzy, Udgy, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Udgy seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Haha, so you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Okay, thanks. So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little worthy? Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? Oh man, he's a cop. Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Damn it. Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. Why do they gotta draw cops all sexy like? So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On little Worthy's car, no less. Okay, the cutesy nicknames, the diminutive little Worthy. Righto, yeah. It kind of gives the same energy as like, yeah, hey, how you doing, champ? How you doing, sport? Like real kind of condescending, you know? It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Hey, Naoiko? I think that's how you pronounce that. Let me know if I pronounced that wrong. Welcome in. Also, that is a super cute little red panda emote. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Yeah, I said it right. Everyone calls you Now. Sounds exactly like the word now for short. Well, welcome in. Okay, yeah, you've got... Or are those foxes? I said red panda, but I think might be foxes. Yeah, looking at the tails, those are foxes. Those are really cute emotes. I like those. Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Okay. Chief of Police has some big pull. Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there, Miles Edgeworth? I know, right? You can tell it's about to go down. Yeah, the sound effects in this series are just absolutely incredible. That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. Okay, yeah, dude's rough. Kinda like those glasses, though. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure. I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. I know, right? The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch, and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Okay, it's manually popping it over. Could have just hit left once instead of right a dozen times. Alright. Ah, don't scare me like that. This investigation music is so good. I'm the one who's scared. It's just an OTF spring assist knife. Come on. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? Switchblade knife. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? I'm not gonna lie, the first thing I noticed was that it was broken. Well, actually, that was the second thing I noticed. The first one was before the blade even popped out, was that it had an evidence tag on it. About the split between the prosecutors and the police, and this knife. It has an SL9-2 evidence tag on it. Which, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. This note is still upside down. But, yeah, that clearly says SL9 up at the top there. Yeah, 2/21, February 21st, I'm guessing. SL9. Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one, really. Department in disorder. Whoa. Damn, I really like his tie, too. His whole look. It's a shame he's a cop. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Well, I'm about to link it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? Ah, such good music. That's hush-hush information, Nudgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet.
Objection!
A link to the past? I am playing this on a Nintendo console and also with a Super Nintendo controller. You know what? Would it be fun? I think I want to start doing Link to the Past randomizers on stream every once in a while. What does everyone think of that? Let me know. Wait a second, you said 5:15? That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. They are cool. I love watching Andy specifically do, like, especially like the Link to the Past multi-world, or the combo randomizer with Super Metroid. But I'm not good at the mechanics of Link to the Past yet, so it'll be really rough. It'll be like when I played the Symphony of the Night randomizer a while back. Yeah, that's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order, order, order! Also, another thing I was thinking, honestly, I may have to expand my stream schedule, at least over the winter. But I want to do an actual run of Final Fantasy IX. Right now, I'm just playing casually through the story on Saturdays, but I want to do an Excalibur 2 run. Because that involves getting to almost the end of the game in under 12 hours. Because I've never had Excalibur 2 before, but it has so much attack power on it that even at level 1, Steiner will hit for max damage. It's crazy. Anyway, we at the department were all aflustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Gotta miss that. Don't miss that second top. Don't tell anyone, okay? He gives off big selfish top energy. I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright, 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I think you're not really looking for scientifically, I think you're looking for statistically, Emma. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Understood. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. I think I just present the note. Unless... yeah, I'm just going to present the note here. Objection! There it is. Wait a second. He gives off crooked cop. Like, not all cops are bad, just that this guy seems like a bad cop. I don't know if you're American or not. But if you're American, all cops are bad. At least in this stream. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife, this has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Haha, an honest-to-goodness what do you mean from Udgy. This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL9-2. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7S 12/2? Nope. Your Honor, it's upside down. I called that the second I picked it up. Haha. Upside... I don't know that he was necessarily lying there. I don't know that he knew about the note. But maybe that's just giving him the benefit of the doubt because I want to steal his wardrobe. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Fancy animation. Ha! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. It's because it's an evidence tag. The SL9 case. Or the SL9 incident. Just like DL6. Order. Well, Chief? Ah, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? I love how everyone just accepted the tag and didn't question if it was already on the knife. Yeah, right. What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. I'm gonna get more information. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it, in fact, a murder weapon? Nice. Good show, Little Worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Something happened at the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? That's such a bitch answer. No matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? A detective was killed at the police department. See? What a mess. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? At least we know it wasn't Gumshoe. We love Gumshoe. That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Udgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto? I suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case. Ooh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Ooh. I don't know what the right thing to pick here is, because, like... Oh, wait a minute. Where the victim was found, police department. When the victim died, we already know. How the victim was killed. Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the force call a stabbing with a knife. A knife? That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. Uh-oh, do we have a serial killer on our hands? But wait, it was at the exact same time. So it couldn't have been the same person. They couldn't have been in two places at once, right? I don't know. That's the spirit. We're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. Seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. The time of the crime, 5:15. 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. I don't know if I would say that's funny. Unless the victims were CEOs. Then it's hilarious. What are the chances? Coincidence? This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Righto? You understand? Try to understand, Righto. Even the judge is calling me Righto. Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together. Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. I mean, 2 detectives were killed at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office, and one at the police department. It can't be a coincidence. And that knife, what was it doing there? I'd better check this knife out. Alright. I'm gonna examine the knife. It's not gonna... Okay, well... There's a small tag on the knife. It says SL92. It's the second piece of evidence, right? What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. DL6. Maybe it's a case number? That's weird. What? I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either. Okay, yeah, you're talking about the, Okay, there's clearly, like, prints on there. Is that the only thing that I can examine on this knife, is the tag? Yeah, maybe I present either the paper or the knife. I'm gonna present the knife. Nope, that's not it. Nope. There's a penalty. Yeah, I'm gonna... No. God damn it. Okay, that's 2 penalties. That's not good. It is. Let me look at my... Okay, so I've got the knife. I've got the blood. I've got the crime scene photo. That doesn't have anything to do with this. Parking lot floor plans. Oh! The phone? Try the phone. Oh, God damn it. It always starts on the far left. Nope. Okay. Time to go to the phone. Let's see what's going on here. Boom. Huh. Phone a friend is so real right now. Yup. Let's see here. Okay, I need to press on these statements again, because I think I can get... See if I can get more information. Just arrested, alright. Okay. So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second, I've heard of that. You've been there. The evidence room, didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? The knife was evidence in a case. Yep. Alright. There's the connection between the 2 cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the 2 cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these 2 cases has already been proven. Hey, you don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. We also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed, there do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. He just stares. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of them. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name, after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 8675309 5842189 5842189. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 8, 2... I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department. Yep. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? It means he was already dead. Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? Take that! Witness. What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. Jesus, thanks, Judge. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. The police department, prosecutor's office, 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Nope. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh ho, is it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personnel IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 8 too. I've forgotten. You didn't even get the first number right. Again! The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. I'm gonna have this number memorized by the end of stream, I swear. Objection! Wait a second, Wright? What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, sharp as attack, Righto. Sharp as attack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department in the evidence room at the exact same time. Objection! That's impossible. So what we're saying is the same person was killed at the same time and in a completely different location? Chief, what does this mean? No, what I want to know is why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error, Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, huh? Yep, Officer Meekins. Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. I just noticed his hand's all bandaged up. You don't mean him. According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. Good lord. In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then No such luck this time, Worthy, or should I say, unworthy. What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law? Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. How is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. What's up, Gore? And yeah, if he's unworthy, he's not wielding Mjolnir. I mean, to be fair, do you think anyone in this series is worthy of wielding Mjolnir from what you've seen so far? Because I don't. I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Wright over here. Good job, Wright, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, what with all those rumors. You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. Alright, another successful trial segment. And more investigation. Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this "and the evidence room" part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. That is, Well, that's what we're going to find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Huh? Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum, was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. That's gotta be hard to do. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. Oh, excuse me. God, talking a lot brings the yawns. That's not it at all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. That's good advice. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look, I'll lend you these glasses. Huh? You had an extra pair of those things? To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press the A button to spray it on. Let's find us some bloodstains. Boom! Got some bloodstains. I can see your eyes shining behind those glasses. So is this a bloodstain? It's so... Emma, you're shaking. It's just, this is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a bloodstain. But doesn't something strike you as odd, scientifically speaking, of course? What's odd about this, scientifically? The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to have been more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a bloodstain, okay? See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, and this stuff's pretty handy too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. Luminol testing fluid received from one very proud-looking Emma Skye. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. Then let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah, feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious. Ha! I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Starr. You only trust your own eyes, hmm? Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Day-old? It looks like there's fish in there. No thank you. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Starr, but no, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there, but I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry? You lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Skye stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. Ah. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know? I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the Cough-Up Queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go? Fired? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case, the SL9 incident. SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean... what do you think about this? The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note. Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know? Really? That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very next day that Goodman was killed, or the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Okay. She's not... Okay, it's the same dialogue. What will give... I had one of those up until 2 years ago. Back when you were the Cough-Up Queen, right? Such a bad nickname. We found this ID card here in this parking lot. Well, there's no mistaking that. It's definitely Goodman's. But it's the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure. Yeah. I wonder if the... Nope. Alright, let's see if she has any more dialogue now that I've presented a couple of things. Nope. God damn it, what else do I have to present? No, she's not gonna look at the floor plans. Oh god. No. Represent the photo. If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime? I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime. Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl, I've had my testimony disregarded before, and I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? Alright, there it is. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? To who? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was they never did find decisive evidence, not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence of a sort. Made-up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself and one other person you know well. Oh. Got an ad break coming. Yeah, I'm gonna use this ad break to take a quick break real quick. I will be back once the ads are up. Alrighty. Pause that again and bring this back. Alright, thanks for the patience through that ad break. Should be good for another hour now. Alright, wait, could it be? Exactly, Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell. There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Starr's old boyfriends, how many does she have anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, rookie? What? Seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Miss Starr? Thanks, Tiara. Officer Marshall, is he your, are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me, too, back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall, Alright, let's go to the PD. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. I suppose it makes sense, a detective did get killed here after all. So, the evidence room, that's the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk... Here it is. She's like a kid at an amusement park. Ooh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. Yeah, just go to the guard station. This is very Wild West themed. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So beyond that door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime? Sure seems that way. Oh. What's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. Oh, no, I wanted to, Oh, it's not giving me an option to spray. I wanted to spray luminol. Look, on the floor, a lasso. Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap? Here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. But the lasso missed. You sure have an active imagination. It even says Texas there. This swinging door makes the place look like some kind of saloon. But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way. Of course not. If you went in through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch. I'd say it'd be more of a yeah myself. Yipes, these sure are prickly. They must be the real deal. I would think just one big one would be sufficient. These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually. How so? Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her. That's sad. I'm not so sure I see the resemblance. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. Looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says, recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of there. There's a security guard uniform hanging here. It looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly. A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy? A paunchy? A pinchy? I know, a poochie. Wait, maybe that wasn't it. Poncho. It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being. Alright, I'm going to see if there's anything behind my, Okay, yeah, nothing else behind the, camera here. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it'd be open? I think we'd need someone's permission to go in there first. Yeah. Figure that's it in here. Go back to the entrance. This place is charged with frantic energy, as always. Please. Huh? Wasn't that... One steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal, now we just need evidence. The criminal, you mean... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? Was a suspect, just arrested him, in fact. It's the biggest scandal that hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch, pronto. Standing around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly. Wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. I'm gonna go back in here. Nope. Let's go to the detention center. And give me just a second. I'm getting really warm now. Thankfully, I'm warming up. So I'm gonna take off this hoodie. It's getting hot in here. It's a super cute and cozy hoodie. I fully believe it would get super warm fast. It does. Honestly, I got a lot of wear or I got a lot of use out of it over the summer, because right above me is an is the HVAC vent, and with the air conditioning on and me being in a basement, it gets really, really cold down here. I like to leave it open because it's good for my electronics to stay super cold. But yeah, I didn't like being freezing, so I would bundle up in that hoodie. Still, I do feel better about things a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. That was a little loud. What was that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say. Ah, it's Meekins. Hi, greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. Officer Meekins, so you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. Are you here to deliver a report? No, sir, how should I say this? Wait, he isn't. Is he? You, Officer Meekins, you didn't. Did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir. What? What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events. Jesus Christ, I hate that sound. Sorry about that, folks. Sir, I'm a patrolman with General Affairs, sir. Sir! Oh, I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, and so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir. So normally there's a guard at the evidence room. That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's what I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person. Yeah. What the heck is this guy doing? So what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. A bandage on his hand. Just like Miss Sky. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. God, I hate that feedback sound. If you have to label me as perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me victim. I would, but you happen to be in detention and alive and well at that. Ah, yes, well that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So you didn't know him. Sir, I work in a tiny department, devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. So if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir, none. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. About your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir, don't you think you should just confess? But sir, but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were, huh? Then, when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir, all alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock. Oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. Scared of knives, sir. It's okay, I just wanted you to take a look at it. That's it, sir. Last night, sir, that's the one. I was an apple, sir, in my dream, and I was being peeled. On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. He's overreacting to the knife, but I guess he's been through a lot. Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this? I'm sorry, sir, really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir. He's passing the buck, Mr. Wright. It takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth. Officer Meekins? Okay. I don't know that presenting anything else is gonna help. No, I can investigate this. Interesting. I think presenting him with any... Oh, I'll present him with the ID. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey! That's it, sir, that's it, that's it! That's what? My head was a blank until this very moment. But, sir, now I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct, that card was the cause of it all. This ID card? Exactly, sir, that's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir, nothing. I better pry into this one a little deeper. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman, a lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and I leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him? Do unto others before they do unto you. My own father's words, sir. What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir, everything went white. When I awoke, I was here. Right. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim whom he met at the scene of the crime didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you still ended up here? It's a zombie. They told me that it had to be him, sir, on that day at that time. Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? No, but the videotape is quite clear. Huh? Videotape? From the security camera. The crime. My crime. The crime I swore to stamp out. It's there. It's me. It's on tape. And you waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry, really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No, thanks. I have my own. Well, I guess we'd better go check out the crime scene. Alright, don't want to examine anything in here. PD. Guard station. Yeah, it's... Yeah. Huh. Let's see if there's any more blood anywhere else. Oh. There is. This blood must be from when Lana... No, my sister isn't the murderer. But she did call you, didn't she? At the time of the crime? And her right hand is bandaged. Hey, just whose side are you on? This has nothing to do with taking sides. So this means that Lana's hand had blood on it. This just keeps getting worse. No more blood anywhere else, it seems like. No more blood anywhere else. No, alright. Yeah, I've got all the luminol in the world. Go up here for some reason. Well, this place is as classy today as it was yesterday. I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here. I'm sure he's off doing important investigations. I hope that's what he's doing. I guess we'll have to come back. We go to Criminal Affairs. Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives' desk. It's Police Chief Gant. And you're sure this is all, hmm? You know what it means if there's anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats, under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered. Ah, righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much? Oh, Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Is Edgeworth gonna be okay? Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boy since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto? Von Karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, he fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf, too? I mean, they're being the prosecutors, I assume. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, Righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive and we can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets, can't stand them. But you know... It's a full-time job keeping the chief of detectives trapped shut. Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier. Huh? You saw that. Whoops. I wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. I wonder if there's anything I can represent this. The guy who can't sit still, does he mean Detective Gumshoe? Either him or the Dancing Blue Badger. Present Badger. Okay, nope. Oh my god. Nope. There's gotta be something I can present to him. Okay, I'm gonna present stuff that I presented in court. Nope. Nope. That's gonna be for Officer Marshall. But where is he? Yeah, nothing's gonna get anything extra for Gant, right? I am at a loss a little bit. Nope. We haven't seen this animation in a little bit. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Speaking of dancing, the whole police department has been dancing around like crazy since yesterday. Can I take out his batteries? You just can't help but feel he's gonna do something naughty. Alright, just in order to move this along, we're gonna phone a friend again. That friend being a walkthrough. Oh, examine... Okay. Need to go back into the criminal affairs department. Oh, sorry you had to see that. What exactly did the chief of police want you to do? Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here? Of course not. Well, except for this. What, you kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item. Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21st. Better make a note of that just in case. I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. Okay. I need to talk to Gant again. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Wright asked me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room? Now, Righto. Actually, I'm sorry, I don't need to investigate after all. Righto, please, do I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50, I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content, knock yourself out. Just goes to show, you never know until you ask. I say that a lot, actually. Never know until you ask, and the worst that they could say is no. And for you, here, you can borrow this. Huh? Hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir. It's an honor. You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks. It looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID. You seem happy. Yes, sir, because, sir, we get to go into the evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. It is, for sure. The evidence room is beyond that door. And we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open. Aha, the card reader is turned off, see? What is that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, what's made by Bambina's sky's so gray? Hey, Officer Marshall. Why does it have to be him? I kinda like him. What's that why does it have to be him look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw? Well, what are you standing there for? Get along, little dogies. The crime scene's awaiting. Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you, hombres. You're busy, then. Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us, hombres. I'm gonna change his mind. With food. Food always puts me in a good mood, too. That smell. Oh, reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby? Yeah, Miss Starr. What's this? What? What's wrong? A filet steak lunch. I see, I see. I don't see. I wonder what it means. Steak lunch given to Officer Marshall. Alright, Bambina, you win. Ask anything. Finally, it seems like he's willing to talk. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins of the detention center told us. Ah, that poor little doggy. Poor guy, I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know? So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy. Nope, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? I don't take to machines much. Kinda like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? I love stewed broccoli. Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire. You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it. That's that. What kind of case was it anyway? A murder case? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened. There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago, the day of our case. That's right. The evidence transferals. Edgeworth was talking about the transferals, too. I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do. Only 2 of them. There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras. Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. You're the security guard, and you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. Thus the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through. So this is the ID card record. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about? We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vaults at the County Sheriff's Department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. I see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated. And that happened to SL9 2 days ago. See this? This is the victim's ID card. The one that was on the ground in the parking lot. The number on this is 5842189. Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. You can't see it. It's behind my camera, but yeah, the 4th number down is 5842189. It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. But wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. If he had his ID card, then why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. There we go. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. That all sevens at the top is a little weird. 8730579. Yeah, interesting. Let's go into the evidence room. Evidence room, Sector 3. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So this is the evidence room? It really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Gumshoe! What up, my dude? Whoa. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So is it true what I heard? Yeah, it's true. So, Chief of Police Gant will loan anyone $50, even me? Oh, so that's what you were talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? Boss for a day. Guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you want to have this. Evidence room floor plans. So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day? That's right, it's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation again. I'm adamant, though. I'm gonna take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Of course. I am a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open? I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess-up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it. Using their ID card? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third card since entering the force already. Sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coated with a fingerprint. So the only locker we can open is our own. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handles is a sensor. And if the wrong person touches it, zap, you get a shock. If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Yeah, dude forgot biometrics. Hell yeah, he did. Detective Goodman's note, and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. Now that was a bloody, violent case. Violent? So it was a murder? A serial killing? A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence? It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So that switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? I'm gonna look around with the luminol first. Oh. I'm pushing the wrong button on that. There's a bloody handprint there. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. Alright, well, this is gonna obviously be another handprint. But I have to look up at my other screen, my TV, to see behind what's the camera. I knew it. This is someone's right handprint. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker. It's mine. It's yours? Please. You have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. What? But you're a detective. Big patch of blood. Yeah. See, that's why we like Gumshoe, because even Gumshoe says don't trust the police. That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien? This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. Yeah, Detective Gumshoe is a cab all the way. I don't think there's any other blood clues here. Alright, so let's manually examine. Look, this one's open. How did Gumshoe pass his exams, dude? You know, you get disqualified from the police for being too smart. I'm not making that up. This one's open, and the red indicator light above the door is lit. That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker. Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. I mean, if the shoe fits. That's evidence from the case, you know? You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. SL911? Yeah, that's what that says. Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case. The case? The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence. Take a closer look. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke. You want to try to put it back together? Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Oh. That's my allergy meds. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. So I want to get it to where music is playing before I grab another drink. And take my allergy pill. Nice little synthwave soundtrack here. Yeah, very chill. Definitely cool. Alright, this piece. Oh, wait. That doesn't look quite right. I was like, that's gonna be the top. It's gonna be the top. Oh wait, yeah, right there. Boom. Okay. Is it this one? Yeah, there we go. Alright. Oh, that's gotta be right. Oh, it's this. No? Is it a bigger piece than that? Is it this one? It's that one. Okay. Like that. Alright. This is fun. No. That did not look like it fit. And then that's like that. There's still a piece missing, though. Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. Kinda understand how it got broken. If you put these pieces together, two things that bother me. One, why are some of the pieces missing? Two, doesn't it seem a little unstable? No wonder it broke. I'll make sure to remember that next time I make a jar. This place is stuffed with evidence, stuffed with dreams. I'm not so sure about the dreams. It won't open. Did you really think it would? Hey, pal, our security is high-tech around here. Paint, huh? What is a saw and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression. True art? I noticed there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger? Well, you might say this is my studio. Here? In the evidence room? More paint. What's this? Blood? It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. It looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright, what if there are other bloodstains left in the room? I already found all of them. We should use her testing fluid to check it out. Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here. Hey, the metal detector. What a sorry-looking fishing pole that is. That's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen that somewhere before. That's the metal detector that we used to put Von Karma in jail. Right, pal, that's that metal detector. The one that led to the solving of that case out on Gourd Lake, remember? Oh, right. Wow, that feels like it was ages ago. And, I don't think I've seen this one before. Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it'll come in handy in solving some case sooner or later. A cheap-looking box? You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover, you gotta look at their heart. And, oh, ad break. Yeah, let's, just a second. Oh, this one. I think I'm gonna be alright to continue. You think? There's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. Yeah, we'll just keep going. There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was opened recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot, too. I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat, either. If you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. Wow, look at this big pile of junk in the corner. That looks like a car door. There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame. Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escape artist and he got away. Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing. He's been shot square in the forehead. Better him than us. That's the door we just came in through. Looks like you don't need an ID card to get out. I wonder what would happen if Officer Marshall cut the power while we were inside. Let's hope he remembers we're in here. Oh, I should show Gumshoe the, there's a lot of... I have a lot of stuff in evidence. Can you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. Ah, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa! What is it? That second number. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth? What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. What? Okay. Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? Hey, pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to be going to? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna go give them my report for the day. It might help, you know? Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Look at the court record real quick. Yeah, 8730579 is Miles Edgeworth. He was in there... was that 34 minutes before Bruce Goodman. Would it be here? No. Probably we go back to the underground parking lot and then up to the High Prosecutor's office, I'm guessing. Yeah, there we go. Oh my god, the fucking bellboy. Are you kidding me? Ah, guests, my apologies. Oh, it's you! Have we met somewhere? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Right? He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me, somehow. The real info's on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. So, how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened? They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes, any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police, Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you, why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still, wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Let's hit him with this immediately. Oh, right, I'd better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage. Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go, by Chief Gant, no less. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I'd better make a note of it. Unrelated evidence? Screwdriver. Stubborn as always, I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. I'll be the judge of that. Right, please, I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. I'll pass on the tea, just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright, Mr. Edgeworth just told you no in a very polite manner. Which side are you on, anyway? Maybe if I just show him my best evidence, I can get some reaction out of him. there. Did that open up in... No. I'm gonna check on this screwdriver. AI-16? The tag says AI-16. What's that got to do with anything? Nothing, apparently. At least that's what Edgeworth said. That makes it seem all the more suspicious. Who knows, this might turn out to be a clue that breaks the case. Wouldn't that be nice? Nothing else to examine on that? I'm gonna present this to him. Nope. Oh. Still trying to figure out what the hell to show him. Alright, just present this. I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. He must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. He was a top officer and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? Maybe because it was a serial killing? I don't know. In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you were still studying forensic science? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints? Oh shit, I can take fingerprints now? It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... no need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Back to the evidence locker. Not only that, there's a handprint on the Blue Badger's face. I like spinning them around. Oh, I still can't. I can't actually use the fingerprint powder on... Yeah, alright, let's go back into the guard station and the evidence room. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. You really can't tell the difference at a glance. Yes, you can. It's the index finger. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With the A button, see? On the DS, it was all stylus, and then to clean it off, you blew into the microphone. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How do I do that? With the X button. Exciting, I know. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow, that looks like fun. It might take some getting used to, though. It's fine, it won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I better give it a try. Aha, you did it. You found one. But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints. Looking at the locker door again closely... Oh, shit. Seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. Getting a lot of dust everywhere. Still not enough, really? There we go. Yay, a print so clear it's dazzling. Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet? This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth, and point out the person you think left these prints. Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker? Yeah, it's Gumshoe. Because it was his locker. Yep, match found. Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. This is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right? Right, there was a handprint here. Oh, okay, wanna try using this? There go her eyes sparkling again. Absolutely check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me. Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Throw a bunch of dust everywhere to try to get it in one. Partial. I gave it my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? It doesn't look like we'll get a clearer result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. Hydrate. Okay, yeah, because I don't have a hydrate redeem yet. So you use the highlight. Here we are. I've got Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. That's mostly water, right? That's all I've got. Welcome in, Steven. Yeah, I'm gonna work on my channel point redeems. I'll get a hydrate in there. That is one that has been requested. Oh, that's a good fingerprint here. God damn. Where else do I need to... There we go. Yeah, always does, huh? That's not right. Oh. It is definitely your thing. Comparison complete, match found. Hey, these fingerprints, they... Whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall. Marshall's fingerprints? Yep. That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma. This is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction, the blood, and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh. Oh! So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped bloodstain. But why would Officer Marshall? It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. Boom. There we go. Was the final piece of evidence that we needed for that day. Alright. I am getting quite hungry, right? So I think, because I've also been going for like 2.5 hours, let's go ahead and pop on some music. And I'm going to see if I can't find someone for us to raid out to. It's less a break and more, I think I am kind of craving Taco Bell. So, yeah, and I've been yawning a lot. Of course, let's see here. Who do we... Yeah, the Taco Bell craving is very real. Tacos are important. Um, Well, of course. Thank you guys for hanging out and watching and chatting. Um, let's go say hi to Nyan Cakes. Grab that grab the raid call if you like. And yeah, I will be back on Thursday. And then after that, oh, Saturday, let me get this started. Saturday, I'm going to have to reschedule because I've got a party to go to right at the time that my stream is scheduled to start. But just check in the Discord, and I'll let everybody know when I've rescheduled that stream too. It might just be kind of a fly, just kind of a random, like later on in the evening, or I might move it to Sunday, but probably not. So it'll probably be later Saturday evening. But yeah, thank you again for hanging out, and go give Nyan Cakes our love. She's playing Cars, like literally Disney Pixar Cars. So let's go see what we've got.